Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Biondi. I'm an executive partner at Flagship and president of Pioneering Medicines. And welcome to the Flagship Studios at JPM in 2024. Pioneering Medicines was formed to accelerate the development of novel therapeutics, leveraging the ecosystem that Flagship has founded and built. We conceive and advance new medicine ideas and own our own product concepts. And as part of that, we work in strategic partnerships with large pharma companies to basically advance their interests, again, leveraging the Flagship ecosystem. One of those partners is Pfizer, and I'm very pleased to have with me today Charlotte Allerton, who is the head of discovery and early development. Thank you, Charlotte, for being here. Excited to talk with you today. To get us started, why don't you take us a little bit about your career? You've been at Pfizer for about 20 years. You've had really an impressive range of roles, everything from molecular design through preclinical science, and now you're the head of discovery and early development. So tell us a little bit about your journey and what you're focused on now.
Thank you, and thank you very much for the invitation to join you today to discuss, I think, topics that are very close to my heart and in my current role and the roles before it. So I've been at Pfizer a little over 20 years, starting actually as a synthetic chemist in Sandwich in the UK and working across, I think, 3 different continents, 5 different research sites, lots of different scientific lines, always driven really by a passion for discovery and early development of therapeutics. And now I'm fortunate enough to lead the discovery and early development organization in Pfizer, where we work on our programs all the way from first conception through to clinical proof of concept, and have many of the capabilities within the organization that I feel very passionately about and I think set us up well for success. So large and small molecule design, a lot of translational sciences, drug safety, clinical pharmacology, DMPK, as well as the core disease areas of internal medicine, anti-infectives, and inflammation and immunology. And we do partner closely, of course, with our oncology and our vaccines group. And collaboration and partnerships are very important to us in the work that we do. And I think our portfolio is stronger for some of the work that we've done and some of the assets that we have acquired. And 2 recent ones that we're excited about is GBT601 that came from our acquisition of Global Blood Therapeutics, where we hope we may have a best-in-class hemoglobin S polymerization inhibitor for treatment of sickle cell disease, and potentially comparable data to the gene therapies, but with the convenience of an oral pill. And also sisnatovir, which came to us through our acquisition of Reviral in the UK, and is a fusion protein inhibitor, and we hope could be a very useful treatment option for what is a nasty respiratory virus for vulnerable patients, both young and high-risk adults. So I think my job's easy, and I'm very fortunate. It's really to build a platform for all our scientists to bring their best to work every day, and through that, do something useful for patients.
Well, that's an amazing track record, and exciting to see the programs that you guys are bringing forward. Obviously, you had tremendous success as a company last year in helping all of us with the or last couple of years with the COVID situation, and great to see the things that you're advancing. So you hit on it. We're here at JP Morgan. Partnerships between biotech and pharma are probably more critical than ever. What are your observations? Where do you see kind of the things evolving and heading from a partnership perspective?
So I think for those of us working in the life sciences, and I feel we've said this every year for the last kind of 5-10 years, it's an explosion of innovation. But it truly is, all the way from technologies that will enable us to be more efficient in our work. And, we talk a lot about artificial intelligence. Also new ways to drug targets, different modalities, opening up new drug space, new pathways that can be transformational to disease. And I think when we look at, the global health challenges that face all of humanity, it's not going to be solved by one company. It's going to take an ecosystem. And you mentioned the COVID-19 pandemic. I think during the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw that. And for the academic groups and the biotechs and the companies that were able to bring forward technologies and therapies and vaccines that helped the pandemic, they were really building on a huge ecosystem that had brought forward technologies like sequencing and structural biology that enabled everybody to pivot very quickly to bring forward those solutions. So I firmly believe in the collaborative spirit of what we do. And I think in Pfizer, we have a number of different forms of partnership. We have research collaborations, both on projects as well as on technologies. And I mentioned AI, where we're got big data sets in Pfizer, so we're fortunate in our machine learning and AI, but we've got great collaborations with companies such as Tessera to hopefully take that to the next level. We also make equity investments in companies that we're strategically interested in, which is important. Partnerships, we can talk about ours at some moment. Acquisitions, I've mentioned a couple of projects that have come to us through that route. And we have Pfizer Ignite as well, actually, which is a different kind of end-to-end offering where we can bring our expertise and our capabilities together with biotechs to help them bring their innovations from preclinical into the development life cycle. Within my organization, actually, I've formed something called the Discovery Network. And that group of colleagues are really accountable for being out there, working with our business development groups and making sure that collaboration with academia, biotechs in all their forms are a core part of the work that we do. And I think that makes us stronger for it.
That's a very interesting innovation from an organizational perspective to try to take advantage, I think, of the ecosystem. I think we also see the benefit of, with the platforms that we have and the multiple novel modalities that we can create. And I think the explosion now in AI and how that could really kind of transform, both I think on the biology side, but as well as kind of even traditional modalities. But I think we also see this benefit of, it really does take the ecosystem, not just our own, but in partnership, I think, with larger companies to kind of pull through and really, get these medicines, I think, to patients. And, again, I think the COVID experience, really highlighted that. And particularly, I think, in the sense of it wasn't just, the private sector, right, getting together and doing this, but working, more broadly with, governments and everybody that was involved. So as you think about partnerships and the ones that you've obviously, been involved with over the years, what do you see as leading to more success than less? What do you think are some of the secret ingredients to making a partnership really work?
I think it's very similar to any project that you work on, which is, firstly, you need to be really clear about the goal that you want to achieve. And the more ambiguity in it, I think, the less certain of success. So the clearer you can be that we have an aligned goal within the partnership gets it off to a really good start. And then it's many of the behaviors that I think also make any project team successful: the transparency, the kind of straight talk if it's not going in the right direction, building the trust there, and the urgency. We like to move our work fast, or as fast as the science will allow. So I think all of those principles really are what differentiate partnerships that go well to those that don't go so well. And particularly getting the strategic direction and the goal of what we want to achieve right at the beginning, I think gets it off to a good success.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, and it's one of the things I'm excited about in our own partnerships, because I think we spent a lot of time up front having that kind of aligned vision. And, it's good now that we're starting to kind of build up the trust among the team members. You obviously have a great team in the Boston, Cambridge area, as do we. And it's been nice to be able to actually get together in person. So let's talk a little bit about our partnership. Why don't we start with what is it about it that got Pfizer excited about doing a partnership with Flagship and Pioneering Medicines?
Well, like you, we're excited about it. I think our work is complicated. Taking forward new drugs and new therapeutics and vaccines is a complicated business, and we need to be working in different ways, innovating not only in the science, but in the different partnership models that we have. And I think we're doing just that with the Flagship collaboration. From our standpoint, we can kind of work to bring forward some of the scientific challenges we've got, particularly within the big patient populations we want to be treating. Like you say, spend a lot of time on really refining what is it we're trying to achieve there. I think, a lot of the Flagship colleagues are able to bring to that some of the scientific exploration, which is enabling us to really line up what is the work we want to do to work out what's feasible in terms of addressing some of these therapeutic goals that we're setting up for ourselves. And, working with you gives us access to a lot of innovation. I think you've set up some nice biopharma platforms, as well as access to I think it's over 40 human health companies that you've formed, as well as the broader expertise in pioneering medicine. So we feel positive about that. I think hopefully we bring some things to the table as well in terms of expertise and a lot of experience in modality design and translation and the development of our assets. So I can feel the energy in it. Like you say, we're talking a lot, and we're really trying to put the time into where can our capabilities really bring the best in terms of addressing some of these healthcare challenges. And I can feel the urgency and the energy to do that, which I think is good. It's early days, as you know, so I look forward to maybe doing another one of these at some point in the future.
Yeah,
we can talk about some of the specifics of what we're doing. But for sure, I feel like we're off to a good start. Interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, no, we feel the same way. I mean, I think, absolutely, we already see the benefit in working, with you and Bill and others on your team around, and Troy now that has come on to, really understand, hey, how you guys have great insight, I think. And it's not only into the biology, but then you're able to link it to the clinical side, to the medical and the commercial side. So we can really define, hey, this would be really an outstanding medicine that would meet a major unmet need. I think the other thing that's exciting for us is, the goal that you all have to, want to expand into some broader patient populations and have kind of a bigger impact. And we've had a lot of discussions about how we do that, as well as in some of the core specialty areas like oncology and immunology that you're all focused in. So no, we're incredibly excited. And the other thing that's exciting for us is just, kind of the scale and scope of the commitment. I think that we do feel that kind of sense of urgency, and have really gotten all of our companies, if you will, kind of alerted, and so we're getting a lot of pull of people saying, hey, how can we get involved? And, what is the interest of the collaboration, and, can we contribute to that? So I do hope that when we're back next year, we've got lots of exciting programs to report. And I really just want to thank you so much, Charlotte, for coming out, taking some time out of clearly a very busy schedule that we all have here at JP Morgan. And, thanks again to you and your whole team for the partnership.
Thank you as well. And thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Very good.